Hello, everyone. My name is Alice Bull, and I lead the ScrapHappy membership group. Really excited to be here tonight. It's nighttime for me for our Scrapbook Live event. And we do this to connect with other scrapbookers, crop together. Plus, I get the honor of giving away a free kit from the Wild Hair Kits. Now, these are custom curated kits. So we actually fill out a style profile and kind of pick things that are similar to what you might like. And then your kit gets sent out, and they are so much fun. So just to put everything on the table, I order my own kits and I pay for my own kits. That's how much I like them. This is like, but the prize that we have is sponsored from the Wild Hair Kit. So now you know, I wouldn't order them if I didn't love them. So, but I also, because I'm ordering it, I'll show you what I like and what I don't like. And usually I like everything, but you know, sometimes there's stuff that just doesn't suit you well. But for me, I find that it works really good for, she brings different lines together, and then I don't have the hard part about putting things together. Plus, it's like stuff that I wouldn't necessarily buy for myself, but then when I use it, I'm like, oh, that was really good. Really good example right off the top here is this is a little embellishment pack, mixed embellishments from Pink Fresh Studios. I almost never shop from Pink Fresh Studios, but I get these in my kits and I love them. So this is the mixed kit or mixed embellishment pack that I have. There's some wooden buttons, there's some epoxy pieces, there's a little bit of enamel dots, and then there's these like mixed pieces of little die cuts, and they're kind of popped up on different layers. So those are super cute. And it's the kind of thing I probably would never buy, but I know that that's gonna be fun to add the little finishing touches to my pages. In here is my little thanks from the Wild Hair Kits. And on the back, she says, "Hi Alice, happy creating from Allison." So that is on there. And then there is a roll of washi tape in here. And we may know a little bit that I love my washi tape. So that's the box over there. It's kind of slightly hiding. Yeah, it's stuffed. It's stuffed. I know. It's like total confession. I'm on board with it. It's all good. But this is super cute. It's like pink and it has little sprays of flowers on it. So I'll hold that up there so you can see. Cute washi tape. And ooh, so also from Pink Fresh, there is gold foiled acetate ephemera. And I'm gonna just, I'll show you back first. So pieces that look like those, but I'll hold up a couple of them so you can see how pretty these are. And they're super gorgeous. So they have color on some of the flowers. So you can see how they color, but they also have that gold foil. So these are really pretty. That's neat. And I love that. That's like totally something that, you know, it feels like a splurge. I love the kind of surprise aspect of the kits. And then like, I'm happy to shop for myself. Let's be real. I'm always happy to shop for myself. But the fact that these have different things in them that I might not have found, or I might not have seen. Well, I get like distracted by shiny pretty over here. All of a sudden you look over here and it's like, oh, like, that's lovely. So there's this package of phrase stickers in here, and I love these. They have kind of like a watercolor effect on them. There's two sides to this package, and they have lots of different typed out sayings like, "It is what it is, totally in awe, discover yourself, shake it off, the fun is right here, escape reality, just breathe, love beyond words, be true to yourself, follow your enthusiasm." And so like, I like the little watercolor effect in the background. And then we've got like the two sides, and you can kind of see there's a variety of colors in there. And Margaret says, Pink Fresh is one of my favorite companies. And it's so funny that like, I like this stuff, but I rarely buy it for myself. But you have to see it in a store to buy it. Like, I don't know. I don't do a lot of separate online ordering anymore. There are 4 or 5 really amazing scrapbook stores in Edmonton, which is just a little 2-hour drive for me. And so anytime I can shop for stuff in person and actually touch and feel things, I'm like all over that. But for online shopping, most of what I do is my wild hair kits. And then I may or may not be somewhat addicted to the stamp sets from Ink Road. In fact, I love their Inked Girls. They're the ink, yeah, I think they're called Ink Girls. Anyways, this was the latest one, and this one was called Robin. And she's got her little glass of wine there. And it has fun little sayings like, we're going to party like it's 1990 wine. And we're not old, we're vintage. Bottoms up. Time to make some poor decisions, P-O-U-R. Sip happens. And then there's a one that says screw it with a little opener. So just fun, a little sassy, and super fun. So that's just something. I do order stamps, and that's one of my favorite companies. They're kind of sassy and fun. Elizabeth says warehouse boxes are the best around. Oh, was that for Pink Fresh? Warehouse boxes? I'm so excited. Anyways, stickers. So if you've seen before, you think that my washi stash is large, you should see my adoration for thickers. The great news is that I use them all the time. So I've got these thickers here, and they're kind of a champagne-y, sparkly gold script, which is nice. Love that. And now we're into some papers. So, ooh, and there's a die cut in here. So I love, ooh, this is super nice. I love die cuts, and I don't have a cutting machine anymore, so I don't do them for myself, but I love getting them. In fact, I may have just ordered a whole bunch of them recently that are pre-cut for me because I find that I had a machine, never used it. It was never the thing that I thought of doing, and I hated having to like hook my computer up to talk to the thing, and it was just like, that was too much work for me, and it just wasn't fun. So what I've recently discovered are there's some places that you can actually order cut files that are pre-cut for you, and I'm like all over that. So this is super cute. The little pieces are cut out of the little squares, but I could leave some of those in, and that would be adorable. I like that shape too. Then we have some paper. This one is a pink Paislee paper. Ooh, it has a wood grain on it. And then there is like this blue pattern on the back side or front side. Then there is another one. This one is from Amy Tangerine's Stay Sweet collection. And you can see the feathers on this one. And then the back has these little flowery, arrowy kind of design. I don't know what you call it, but it's really cute. And then from Pink Fresh, ooh, this may be one of the favorite papers I've seen for a while. This is really pretty. This watercolor type paper. And I have to say, I love using watercolor type things. When that started coming in, I'm like, ooh, sign me up, because it's super pretty and it's just so easy to use. But the back side of this one is these awesome cut apart little squares. And there's one here that says, I can and I will, which is one of my very favorite sayings. You are my favorite notification. Be happy. Embrace all that is you. Joy, dreamer, happiness blooms from within. Happy days. Smile, sparkle, shine. And there's love, beautiful moments. Lots of cute little sayings on there. That would be a good way to embellish, add kind of little subtitles to a page or something. And ooh, this is pretty. I haven't seen this one. This is from Indigo and Ivy from Pink Paislee. Look at this paper. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I'm like, and then there's some lovely colored stripes on the back, but look at this paper. I love that so much. It has like that geometric. It has kind of the ombre. It kind of has like almost like a texture look to it. Well, it's not texture. It looks like it's done on actual watercolor paper. It's really nice. Ah, and Vicky says, oh, I love those cut aparts. And I know. I just, I can't help it. So finding things I love. This is from the same collection and the Indigo and Ivy. And look at that paper. So I do mention on my, my profile that I fill out that one of my favorite designers is Heidi Swap. One of my favorite designers is Paige Evans. You know, I tend to fill out things like that. Look at this other side. Look at these butterflies. Aren't those pretty? Oh my gosh, so pretty. Ooh, and then here's some this paper, and wait till you see. This is from Pink Fresh. It's called Possibility, and look at the back. Oh my gosh. Elizabeth says the Indigo and Ivy and the new Pink Fresh are on my want list. Absolutely. And I recently actually just got my hands on the new Vicky Bruton Wildflower and Honey collection. And it is so gorgeous, like so gorgeous. Okay, this is also from Pink Fresh, and oh, look how pretty that is. And then it has a beautiful floral on the back side. It's really tough when you have like such a lovely base right there, and then you want to use a little bit of that. Sometimes I sneak it out from like behind a photo or something, just so I have that little bit extra. Ooh, from Pink Paislee, the Indigo and Ivy. We got some watercolor paper with this gorgeous, what do you call that kind of floor? The parquet almost kind of flooring look to it, but it's like in a soft, like gray wood grain. Ooh, and then this one is from Pink Fresh. She is really speaking my love of watercolor with this collection here. So that is gorgeous. And then there's this beautiful wreath of flowers on the other side done with watercolor as well. So that was great. And in here it has like the little invoice sheet that tells you kind of all the things that you got in the collection. And in the notes it says, hi Alice, we hope you love this kit filled with Pink Fresh Studios new Just a Little Lovely and Pink Paislee, Indigo, and Ivy. We think you'll adore the glittery alphas and small phrase stickers. She was right. As well as the mixed embellishments. Enjoy. So that is good. I printed photos, and I have 3 options. And one of them is this. I think I'm going to need some more red stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to do this one or not, but this is my picture of the group of us that were down in Calgary for the ScrapHappy reunion. So I printed that off. Not sure, because I definitely want more red. This is not a heavy red collection. I could add some more red stuff, but I printed off 2 other things. And this one is a picture of our team that went to regionals for our swim club. And I'm the head coach for the team. We just finished our season. So a little team photo. We barely remember to take one. It's terrible. Every year we get so distracted and forget. But then I also printed this one. Oh my gosh. So I think I'm going to do this one first, actually. This is my brother's wedding from this summer. And yeah, they got married right there on that dock. It was beautiful. It's right at his house. So lovely. So that's, I think, where I'm going to start. Having looked at all this beautiful paper, I'm going to start with his wedding. Like, doesn't it just scream like wedding-y stuff? Like, it screams lots of things, but I think that that's a good place. Okay. So now that I know that I want to start with that, yeah, where do we go? What do we start with? There's so many good choices. Like, that's almost like scarier, having so many good choices. Oh, I did love this. Is that too much on there? I think I want to pull some of the pink if I can. I think we might go with this one. I don't know. This other one might be good too. Okay, let's see. Okay. One of these, I think, will be my background. Let's just kind of hold it up on different ones and see This one I'm gonna lose most of the color underneath the photo. This one keeps it. This one kind of has multiple colors, but it's almost like too distracting. This one, super nice. And this one is a little too colorful and distracting. So I think I want to go with one of these two. This one has the ombre. That's really light. I think I like it on the darker. Okay, so that's so many pinks to choose from. I know. It was perfect paper for a wedding. I know, Mary. That was like, I'm like, I totally didn't know ahead of time. So it was very much a, let's print off some photos. There's all things I'm excited to scrapbook about and tell stories about right now. So I had some good options. And honestly, like if this one goes onto my water one, like my other one, that might be a good fit for that one too. So yeah, no bad options here. Ooh. Okay, and plus I have these beautiful letters that would be perfect for this wedding. And then those gold foil, remember these little flowers? Oh, so nice. And I'm pretty sure that there will be something in these phrase stickers that my heart just burst into a million pieces. Is that like a positive thing? It kind of sounds like almost sad. What do you say? Can when you think my heart burst into a million pieces, is that like something bad happened or something good happened? Like I kind of get both feelings out of it. Like I hear it at first and I think, oh, but then I think, is that like bad? I don't know. It was like beautiful memories. More to XOXO. Ah, where magic lives. It's the little things. You're amazing. Remember that. A favorite memory. How sweet this is. Yeah. Anyways, I'll find something in there that works out perfect. So I think I'll just trim these up first. Oh, I haven't found my trimmer yet. That's funny. I've unpacked a lot of my things from when I came back from my scrapbooking event, but not everything. Elizabeth's sad and overjoyed too, like seeing your baby for the first time. I know, it's kind of like one of those weird things, bursts of happiness. Yeah. Oh, are you chatting or doing a screen share? Here, let me just pin that up there. Do you want to talk, Shala? If not, I'll put you on mute for now. And if you change your mind, you have something to say, just go ahead and take it off of mute again. Because I welcome everybody to talk, but you know, intentionally when you're expecting it, not if it was like, oops, I did that by accident. Okay. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the white trim on this, I think, for now, but I don't know how much I want to leave. There we go. Okay, yeah, I know, so many good memories from the summer. Hopefully everybody else has had a good summer. We've actually had horrible weather this summer. It has just rained and rained and rained and rained and rained and rained. Like my brother's wedding was almost ruined because of all the horrible weather we've had. Literally, he got married on a Sunday. And on the Friday, we're setting up the big tents outside for his wedding. And this windstorm came ripping through and it literally ripped the tents. Like we were holding on to the poles, holding the tent down. It was terrifying. Like I got at one time got like picked up off the ground. Like I'm on my tippy toes, but it picked me up off my toes. And I'm like, oh my God, this tent is going to fly away. And it was crazy. And thankfully, like, at that point, like there was 11 of us and we're all kind of holding it down. And we got one person that was like undoing all the things. And then at one point, like one of the tents, like the whole roofs, like just ripped all the grommets off the whole side. And then the whole top of the tent is like flopping. It was terrifying. We thought it was like gonna like just be gone. But anyways, we managed to get all the tops down. And then the next day we had to punch new holes and put new grommets in for the tent top. Like, Oh, it was crazy, but we got everything down. But that night, like about an hour and a half from, well, an hour from where we were, actually, an hour and a half from here, but an hour from his place, the one town got hit with hail balls that were the size of a hard ball, like small, like baseball type hard ball. Like, ooh, they got hit with like major hail, and we didn't get that. And actually, we saw like the lightning and the big storm like went by like about 20 miles north of where we were, but we saw like all the lightning and it was intense, and we just got like that burst of air that was pushing through. So we were super happy we didn't get that, but it was awful, and literally ripped the tent, which my brother bought. He bought the tents for the wedding. So yeah, that was not good news. But yeah, it was yeah, you don't get to control all of that stuff that's happening, for sure. I'm just testing out this. I don't know that I love that on there. You would only see part of it. It doesn't give me a lot to back, so I think maybe I'll save the sunshine. I'm only gonna put some of those pieces on here. Ooh, I'm gonna pick some flowers right now. So they're gonna show up on here. Are they gonna show up well? I think so. Yeah, but so many little pieces. Yeah, very exciting to have like a wedding. We haven't, got to celebrate big wedding stuff for a little while in the family, so that was nice. All the cousins come together and family comes together. Oh, there's like a big fancy wreath. Oh, big floral piece there. Okay. And a title. I can do all kinds of titles because I've got all kinds of words here. But I think I'll try to keep this, no, this is too big. Keep it a little simple. Okay, like that. I like a few of these flowers. Okay, titles are my hardest thing to think of. I know, Sharon, I struggle so much. It's so funny because if anybody has a really great thing to put on here, then just let me know, because I'm like very open to crowdsourcing titles. I always struggle. What we need is Natalie. I don't know if Natalie's on tonight, but Natalie is amazing at titles. She always comes up with the perfect thing. So if anybody's like sitting there and be like, a beautiful welcome to the family, I don't know, like it's my brother and his new wife, they just got married, I'm super happy, like all of that is like good stuff. Burst of happiness, I kind of liked that, but yeah, let's go back to that. Like, where did it say that? My heart just burst into a million pieces. Like, yeah, just, I don't know if I could do that. I just keep thinking of bad things with that. Love beyond words. Day of miracle and wonder. Oh, that's good. I like that one. So we'll definitely put that on here. Let's open this up. Day of miracle and wonder. That's super good. And some little hearts all over. A beautiful beginning. Oh, ever after. Oh, you guys are good. I love this. I love this. It's like I sit down with a page and like I know what the story is that I want to tell, right? Like about how happy I was that they're finally getting married. They've been together for 11 years, guys. So it was like time, like make it official. And yeah, it was just such a great day. So yeah, super happy. So this is good. Lots of pieces. True happiness. Oh, there's like a little word that says that here. True happiness, life's little pleasures, all the small love you the most, simply lovely. Simply lovely. joyful. Oh, I like these little epoxies as well. So I'm gonna pull this out of here. Oh, they're on different sheets. So there's like a little sheet that has like those little pieces on it. And then the other stuff is on a separate sheet on the same packet. Here. Oh. Yeah. Oh, all the little pretty little pieces. I almost wonder if I should try to back some of these just like a little bit to make the color pop. If I had like just a little backing on that, might make some of the color pop off of there a bit more. I don't know if I don't know if I need it. I'm overcomplicating it, making it official. Finally, family. Oh, I like that. Heather. That's really good. Tina says, hello to everybody. I got to catch a live. It's been a while. Short one tonight because she's heading to work in a little bit. Finally weds is Vicky. I know. So yeah, no, the night ones are harder. I never know like what's better, if like having them in the evening is better or if doing them like the morning. Like I know that you're in different time zones and stuff, but yeah, it's tough because I want to make it work for as many people, but then sometimes I'm like, sometimes I just have to change it because, you know, it can't be perfect for everybody, especially when we are working with so many different time zones. Because Tina, you're in Australia, right? Am I right? I'm thinking that that's right. No, she's in the US. Okay, who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somebody else. Heather says my job is all over the place for time. Eastern time. Okay. Yeah, and that becomes, it gets a little late. I know. I try to start it early enough that people are off work, but not so early that people aren't home yet. And yeah, all the complications of trying to do like global activities. Okay, I'm gonna stick this down because I think I just need to like start committing to things. I never used to do that. I actually built all of my pages, like all the pieces, and then I would stick things down. But I'm shifting into like new ways of scrapbooking since I've been doing these, and it makes me more decisive and it helps me get my pages done faster. And that's a good thing. Like, because oh my gosh, like I'm actually kind of impressed. I've made a lot of pages. I'm in the middle of this process. So you see all these books here, they're completely empty. Let's be real. Those are completely empty, but I'm on my way to filling them up this summer. And I have just stacks and stacks and stacks of layouts in here. And I just recently went through the stacks and put them into semi-sorted piles. So within those piles now I need to sort each pile to put them into albums underneath the categories, because I think categories is kind of the best way for me to move forward with them. Okay, so what does everybody use when they're sticking like acetate pieces like this down? Any suggestions? Staples? Like, do you just use staples? Because that's what I'm kind of thinking, is that I'm just gonna stick a couple little tiny attachers on there and call it good. But if anybody has like a great suggestion, I find that like glues and stuff, it just gets messy. Do they stay? Do they hold? I don't know. Maybe I will do like this one little piece in the center. I think that would be good there. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna take this tiny attacher. It's technically close to my heart, small stapler, but I'm gonna staple these onto here. I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna say that's just gonna work. Although that one's just not gonna reach, so that might be more of a trick. I can poke holes through it and then like poke a staple through, but man, that's getting complicated. Maybe I'll use some liquid adhesive for that one. Fancy Scrapper says, I'm a night owl, but I work early now. Oh, that is a tough life. I tell you, total night owl here, confession time. Total night owl. Not the biggest proponent for morning time. However, when I coach in the summer, we go off to swim meets nearly every weekend. Pam says she uses liquid glue in inconspicuous places. So that's what I'm going for here today. We'll try that. We'll give that a shot. But yeah, not a morning person, but we have 10 swim meets through the summer between, well, our season starts in the beginning of May, but we start competing in the beginning of June usually. And yeah, we end up going to a lot of swim meets, and it's like on deck time of 7 a.m., which means as a coach, I'm usually there at 6:30, which means that most of our meets are a 2-hour drive. It's rather early. They're rather early days. But, you know, I love it. And you're so proud of the kids and all the work they do through the season, and super good. Oh, this is like taking forever. Okay, usually I have a jar or a little roll. I've got a little roll of washi tape, and I usually keep my glue upside down in that, but I didn't this time, so give it a sec. Tina says I use Nuvo liquid glue. It dries clear and holds well, and she uses Scotch quick dry glue as well. So this stuff that I have is liquid glass from Close to My Heart. I used to do Close to My Heart quite a few years ago, and so I have leftover things, but because I know it, I use it, right? So even now, like I would reorder this stuff in a heartbeat because I find it works super nice. Oh, but I tell you, keeping the stuff moving, pain in the butt. Okay. I just keep the little pin handy. Oh, and it's like splurting. Awesome. I think that one's ready to be done. Oh yeah, this will totally work. That's totally fine. Let's see. Where do you get the Nuvo, Tina? I've not heard of it before. It's kind of like Nuvo Drops, right? Like that company makes like Nuvo Drops. Basically, they have stuff that you can make your own enamel dots and stuff. And then from there, they've kind of branched into other things as well, I'm assuming. Okay, so what I'm gonna do on this one, because it's down here a little bit lower, these two are kind of overlapping over top of my photo. You can kind of see in the corner here. And this one I'm actually gonna take a little bit of white and I'm gonna put it behind the center of the flower. I'm just kind of gonna cut a little piece to go back there. And I think that'll look, good because it'll kind of add this little extra element of like white lightness kind of behind part of this. So let's see here. To cut it a good size, maybe just a touch smaller. Okay, and Pam orders it from scrapbook.com. And just so you know, I do have an affiliate link if you're shopping on scrapbook.com, if you don't mind clicking that. It's bit.ly/scrappy shop, and that should take you to scrapbook.com. And if you click it first, then they actually give me like a little affiliate payment from that. So I could probably post that link. And yeah, every little bit kind of helps when you're doing like online businessy stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah, I should just ask people because I always forget. Terrible. Okay, let's see here. Vicky says, Simon says stamp or the Tonic website as well. So those are different options. And let me type this in here. That should work. I hope that link works. I don't actually know right now. I'm trying to remember. Let's yeah, it's rerouting, so it should be good. So there we go. So if you choose to use, then that's one thing that kind of helps. Yeah, there we go. And then I just have a piece of washi tape like that I stick on the side of this, and I leave like a little gap in it that allows me to put my little needle in here so that it hangs on the side so that I keep it handy. Vicky says, good to know that you have an affiliate link for scrapbook.com. It's my go-to shop. I know, I love that they have so many things, right? Like it's the versatility of being able to find everything in one place. But there are some other really good online shopping places, and I'm not opposed to shopping at those too. I just find for me, like shipping up to Canada always kind of sucks. Let's just be real. It kind of sucks. So you kind of look at that when you're looking at the price. Plus I'm paying exchange, right? So it is much better because in the last couple of years, they actually changed the amount that we were allowed to bring up before we had to pay duty, because I used to have to pay duty on all of my orders that were over $20. And so you pretty much couldn't order anything without having to pay duty. And it wasn't such a big deal. It's just like, it's a small amount, except they have a handling fee. The handling fee was an automatic $10. So you might only pay $3 on duty or something like that, but you have that extra $10 every time. So, you know, even if you ordered like $25 or something, there was an extra like 12 or something dollars on top of that, just in duty fees and stuff. So it was kind of crazy, but that is better now. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this up and you can just see, like, I've added that little bit of white behind that flower just so you get like a little more brightness in there. So that's just something good. And then we got that gold on there. Now I'm gonna grab those letters and right, well, thank you. So title, I think I'll do the title up here. Maybe I can have a couple of little flowers poking up from behind the title. I'm going to save this area down here, kind of where my journaling, I'll just put it right onto the background. Sometimes I do that, and then at the end you're like, okay, do it nicely because don't mess it up now, but it's all good. Okay, and these words, where was the one that I loved there? Capturing good things. Good. Oh, I can do good things ahead. That's also a good one. See the possibility. Embrace, totally in awe. Oh, there's like good things. How sweet this is. Okay, I'm gonna do how sweet this is. I like that. And I'm gonna put this overlapping right on here. Ooh, I think I'm gonna pop it up though. Here's my pop-up foam tape. Ooh. I have a thinner one somewhere, maybe. Find it. Okay, this is a little thick, so I'll just trim it. And yeah, no. So do you do much scrapbooking throughout the summer? That's my question to you right now, is if it's summertime for you, of course. Do you do much scrapbooking through the summer? Because I have to say, like, I'm terrible for not doing scrapbooking over the summer. It's like life is so busy and we have all these fun moments, and I don't scrapbook any of it in the moment, and then the fall hits and it's like, oh, I gotta scrapbook all the fun stuff. And while people start transitioning into fall scrapbooking, it's like, nope, that's when I do myself. Is it Shayla or Shala? She says summer is when I do most of my scrapbooking because she's a teacher. Oh yeah, I get that. And then I'll put this little piece on here. This one says XOXO, and it's like sticking to my fingers. Crazy. Okay. There we go. Okay, added those little words. Now I can add the title. Oh, I should like look back and see. Did I pick one? Let's see. Finally wed. Beautiful beginning. I think I'm gonna go with that. I love it. And I like the alliteration with the beautiful beginning. And it was totally a beautiful day. So Mary says, I do more in winter when I can't get outdoors. Yeah, like in winter, it's miserable here. So Sharon says, I scrap all the time because I'm retired, but it's still a lot of years behind. I didn't scrap much till I retired 10 years ago. And Fancy Scrapper, you're gonna have to remind me what your name is unless you want me to call you Fancy Scrapper all the time, because I always forget and I'm sorry. I'm a new Grammy, so I've got some great picks that I've been playing with. Elizabeth says, I had grand plans for tons of scrapping this summer. Nope. And Elizabeth says, I bought my child bought a house, I think. No, child bought a house. I moved for college. Grad student child visited. Hope to scrap more, but no. But now homeschool. Oh boy. Yeah, been there. We did 7 years of homeschooling, and at the time, like, I mostly loved it. And then I didn't because the kids got lazy, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're not going to work, go back to school. And so, yeah, we did. My oldest son did grade 2 to 8 at home, and then he went back for grade 9. He did grade 1 at school, kindergarten, grade 1, and my youngest son did kindergarten, and he went back for grade 8. So yeah. Okay, so beautiful beginning. Ooh, that should be fun. Oh, I hope I have enough of these letters. If I don't, I might have this alpha already, so I'm gonna guess that I do. Elizabeth says, Elizabeth, I homeschooled for about 25 years. It's Elizabeth's 10th year of homeschooling. Cynthia, thank you. I'm gonna like write it down. I'll remember it for 5 seconds. Cynthia. Okay. Remember that for a couple of minutes at least. Yeah, and Vicky says we homeschooled 6th through high school, and it was great. It's funny how like when you start homeschooling, the things that you worry about become the things that you so aren't worried about once you're doing it. Like I remember being so worried about socialization and that kind of stuff when we started, and then once I talked with like the one lady that was like the homeschool advisor in my town, and she said, well, are you planning to shut yourself up and never go out into public? And I'm like, no. And she says, then you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay, like deep breaths. And then once we were doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, it was totally fine. And then I never worried about it after that. And people talked about it, and I'm like, are you kidding? My kids have more chance to hang out with other kids probably than most kids do, because they're sitting in school all day. And I get it, like it's different. Like you create opportunities, but my kids got to do so many after school type activities because we weren't, like we weren't exhausted by the end of the day, right? It's like it was just really different. Oh yeah. Cynthia says, I was homeschooled. So I'm a 2nd generation homeschooler. Oh, so you totally get it. You get the other thing. Elizabeth said, I freaked about teaching my youngest to read all the phonetic rules and stuff. But like, phonics is all about like, okay, these 3 things follow the rules and everything else breaks them. Like, it was hilarious. Yeah. Elizabeth said, alternate fine, but all I could think was, if she doesn't read right, it's all my fault. Her whole life will be ruined. Oh my gosh, I totally get it, because my youngest son was so not a reader, and oh, it was scary because I love reading, and yeah, he did not. Let's see here. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, these letters are beautiful. Like how pretty those are. I can't wait. But I'm going to put them on my rulers first, and then I can kind of play with how I want them laid out on the layout, and then I'll stick them down. Beautiful beginning. Oh. Yeah. And I didn't actually know people, like, I knew like one kid actually that was homeschooled, and I wouldn't say that was like a poster child that I would want to put up as a homeschooler. So it was like, that was why I was like a little nerve-wracked in the beginning, but you know, it was funny how quickly that changed once we were doing it. I'm short of an I, and might be short of an N. Okay. And sometimes I would plan for this. And then there's the days when the 8th grader asks if Utah is a country. Yeah. I know, kids are funny. Like, sometimes they're so smart, and then sometimes they're just so not. Okay, I gotta find some letters. I'm pretty sure I have these. Okay. Oh, I'm almost sure that I do have these, but I don't see them right now. So I'll do a little bit of letter butchering here to make the letters I need. And oh, you know what? This is going to work perfect. I'm just going to cut this M, and I'll be able to make my N and my I out of this letter. And they're going to be perfect. So, all good. Vicky says there are college grads who ask that. Yeah. You know, I think as a parent, we're going to do the best we possibly can by our kid, no matter what that means for us at the time. And I think that, you know, there are kids that go through the school system very ill prepared for life, and there's kids that go through homeschooling very ill prepared for life. And when I look at my own kids, there's things that we did great, and there are things that we could have done better. And when I look at the people that they are and the knowledge that they have going out into the world to go and create their own future, I have to say that, like, they're good people. and mostly I like being around them. And, you know, if all of those things have happened, I'd say we win. Like, I'd say we win. And I think that, you know, just looking at it like that has kind of helped to change things. Okay, so beautiful beginning. I could do it like big across the top of the page, but I don't know. I think this might be better. Okay, I'm gonna leave the word beginning right here. It's kind of like when I think about when I was a new mom and there was like this whole thing about, you know, nursing your kids, using bottles, using formula. This is the right way. This is the best way. And like, I think really when it comes down to it, you do the best thing for your kid that works for you at the time. So like, you know, it's if your kid has food and they're, you know, healthy and all of those things, does it matter if they had a bottle or a or a breast? Like, I don't know. So just Alice's thoughts on life, which apparently we're getting into tonight. Okay. So,
Hey, Alice.
yeah.
I had a couple of people ask what I was doing.
Oh,
I
let's
wanted
put
to
you
show.
up. Let's put you up. Pin the video. There we go. Oh, you're
Doing a back stitch here.
Uh-huh.
I have a sewing machine that I'm horrible with it. It's right behind me. I'm scared to use it, so I'd rather just poke holes and hand stitch real quick. But oh, this is actually the way the page goes.
Cool.
I'm gonna put my title here, and I love this paper. It's by Heidi Swap. It's from our Emerson Lane collection. I think it's called Old School. I just love that paper. I want a whole pack of it. Isn't that pretty?
I love Heidi Swap stuff so much that like I haven't seen that collection yet, actually.
Yeah, I just got this and a couple of other papers in a kit. And that's why I bought the kit, because I seen this paper and I said, I have got to have that piece of paper.
That is so pretty. The fact that you're taking time to actually sew, like, I'll give you a round of applause for that because like,
okay, I'm gonna mute myself again.
That is so not my thing that I'm good with is actually doing stitching. And
well, I'm scared of the sewing machine.
You're scared of the sewing machine.
Every time I try to use it, the part where the bobbin goes in I guess in the bottom part of the sewing machine, it gets all tangled up down there somehow. My husband is a better sewer than I am.
And we don't want to admit that to them, right? Like, don't want to admit it. Tina says, me neither, Alice. I prefer the sewing machine. And Joyce says, beautiful stitching. And Cynthia says, love, love, love. Tina says, pretty. Everybody's loving your stuff. So thank you so much for showing us. That's awesome.
If I could use the sewing machine, or if my husband was here, I would say, would you stitch all this paper for me? And he's at work, so. I do have a little funny story about that, if you want to hear it, about sewing and my husband.
Yes.
We were talking about, he's very handy and there's really not much that he can't do or figure out. So I was just like naming things. Can you this? Can you that? And I said, oh, can you sew? He said, yeah, I can sew. He said, he was married before, and his ex-wife, his name was Mary. He said, I sewed Mary a dress. I said, you did not? He said, yes, I did. I said, well, I'm going to call her and ask her. He said, go ahead. So I picked up the phone and I thought, okay, he's going to stop me. And he didn't. So I called her to ask her, and she said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. He did sew me a dress.
That's hilarious.
She said, I started sewing it and I couldn't figure it out. So he just did it for me. She said, I wore it for years.
That's hilarious. I insisted to my husband that I needed a sewing machine. And this is years ago when I don't know if we were married or just before we got married. Like it was really in that time, like right before we were, either before we were married or like we were just newly married. And I wanted a sewing machine. I'm like, I need a sewing machine. I'm going to learn how to sew. I'm going to do all this stuff with my sewing machine. You know, it's going to be amazing. And he's like, okay. So he gets me this sewing machine. It's like from Sears or something. I don't know, like, but it's fine. Like it's a good sewing machine. And I sewed, I don't know how to read a pattern. Like my mom, amazing seamstress. Like she used to sew my jeans when I was a little kid because, you know, it was like one of those little bean poles that was like a size 6 waist with a size 10 leg, which they did not make for pants when I was that size. And then so she used to make my stuff, but I don't have any of that skill. It was not something that I learned how to do. It's kind of like one of those secrets that she kept to herself. There's a few of them. And anyways, it was, I decided that I was going to make this dress. So I bought this material and it was like, kind of like a thin, not like a cotton. It was like kind of a silky-ish kind of material, some kind of polyester or something. And I tried sewing this dress, kind of reading a pattern and doing this, and it was so bad. Like I could put it on, but it was like the ugliest thing in the world. It was so bad, and it didn't drape right, and it just, oh, it was bad. But it was like, you know, sewed. But then we had like this little truck camper. It was like one of the ones that goes into the box of a truck. So we had this little truck camper that we kind of inherited from his family. And all of the curtains in it were like totally worn out, you know, just with age and the sunshine and stuff, right? So they were just destroyed. So I sewed new curtains for this thing. So that was my one accomplishment of sewing that I did. I sewed new curtains for this old camper. And they worked. They covered it up. They were the right size. I made like the little pockets for the rods and did them all. So that was my one actual sewing accomplishment. And you know, they weren't amazing, but they were functional. So that was the one thing I did. Okay, so I just changed my mind and I moved my words, and I think it's better. I'm gonna put some more flowers up here. So there we go. Changing my mind. It's all good. But yeah, sewing, it's been my nemesis for a long time. That's not a new development, let's just say. Okay. Let's see. There's lots of different flowers in here. I'm just trying to find one that's like a good shape for this. Ooh, maybe that one. That's better. Good. Okay. Let's stick that down. Okay. Way to go on the curtains, Alice. Thanks. Yeah, my one big accomplishment. I sewed some camper curtains. But, you know, I did do it. After that, the machine sat like pretty dormant for a long time. I've done a couple things. I helped my kids sew their badges on their cadet uniforms, and I was a cadet, so I knew that kind of torture. My mom, she'd eventually give up on me and finally help me out with that when I was a kid. So I took pity on my own kids as well. Because sometimes they're just super hard to sew on, and it's like, oh. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's one more flower. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Cynthia says, my mom is a gifted seamstress too. Oh, the things that she could sew, it's amazing. And she, for years, like one of the best things, Halloween costumes. She used to make like the best Halloween costumes. And my dad would always get dressed up and take us kids out. And like she made everything. Like the costumes she made were the best. Let's see. not into sewing clothing, but I can reupholster. I think I've done maybe 20 pieces. That's pretty good. Couches, chairs, ottoman. That's really good. Okay. I think I need to move this down a little more. I'm going to like have these letters worn out by the time I get them onto this page. Oh my gosh. I can't believe they're actually lifting off of this picture because it's one that I printed here, and those do not seem to tend to allow the letters to usually lift off them. Usually they stick and you are stuck. So I can't believe how lucky I've been with these. This has been very, very forgiving today as I'm like moving letters for the third time. Okay, but I like this now, so it's good. I'm stuck through it. Beautiful beginning. Okay, and then my journaling will go there. Oh, this needs to move down a little more. Okay, straight lines. Okay, yay, this is looking good. Okay, I think that's enough of those. Maybe grab some of these little bits and bobs. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. All the love. I think I'm gonna put that on a pop dot too, actually. Yeah, no, if you can like do upholstery, that's fancy sewing and stuff, I think. There's one chair that I bought years ago and I've always wished I could recover it, but it's not with the skills that I have. Let's just say it's not gonna happen. Part of the thing is it has like these wooden arms, but the arms have like these little sections of fabric on them, and I know like it's not like once that comes off, it's not going on in any kind of way, shape, or form that would look as good. So it's just staying the way it is. And then I would have liked to like paint the arms in a different color, but yeah. Basically, if I wanted it a different color, I should have bought it a different color. But, yeah. Okay, so beautiful beginning. Oh, this is so pretty. And I just need like a little splash of embellishments in here. I don't know if I like these on here. They are so golden and they are just distracting from these beautiful titles. So I'm pulling them off. But somebody mentioned gold hearts or having hearts on here. Oh man, these are not cooperating. Okay, so hearts. I do like the idea of having hearts. I'm sure I have something in here. I need to remember there being hearts in here. maybe not. Oh, got hearts in colors. Ooh, these are like better color. Okay, I'm gonna pull these out. So these are from crepe paper and they're like little things. So I'm gonna pull out these. They're kind of like the champagne color. So I think adding these in will be a little bit better. go. And, oh, they've got big. Okay, now I'm gonna leave the space for my journaling down here, and I'm gonna call this good. I think I've put all the things onto it that I really wanted to. So let's have a look here. So we got beautiful beginning, and then we've got my brother and his wife. We've got some flower up here. You can see some of that gold, how it shimmers, and it's all the same on the bottom down there. I've added these little hearts just there, like a little spray of them. And yeah, I'm just really happy how beautiful that is. I guess I didn't get to use my little cut apart cards on the back, but that paper was just perfect. And yeah, she had like these really, really bright pink flowers, but then they had like these little lily pad flowers there, and they actually had like light up lights. So later in the evening, like they all like were shining on the pond. So it was beautiful. So yeah, and there we go. So I'll add some journaling down there, but I think that looks super good. And I've got embellishments, but it doesn't feel like too much embellishment. Okay. Put this back in here. So the best thing we can do now is draw for a prize. You guys think that's good? I'm excited. Okay, so I love drawing. Ooh, we had more people here earlier. Obviously, people had to go off to work and do different stuff. So let's see, we've got 23 with me. So that means 22. So let's pull up my random number generator here. It's always funny to see what my last search was. It was like flag of Russia. I looked up something. There was like an article. It said something about the red, white, and blue of Russia. And I'm like, I would not say them in that order. Like, would you say red, white, and blue? No, like the Russia flag has like white, red, and blue, right? Like, or white, blue, and red. Like the color, just the way the order was, it was just wrong. Random number generator. Oh, no, that's there. So 22 and generate. Oh, that's hilarious. It came up 22. So that's easy. Let's scroll down. Oh, is it supposed to be Heather? I think it says Heathette, but I'm guessing that probably means Heather. Let's have a look. I'm gonna do a type 2 and say congratulations. Okay, so it should just show privately to her. Is she the only Heather in the house that's not confusing? Let's see. Oh, we got Heather Dewberry. So it's not you, no, not you, Heather D. It's a different one that we have in here. So no, oh, I'm sorry. That's sad. Yeah, so Heather. So what you have to do is email me at Alice. Is it Heather Torvey? I don't think so. I can't even see. I can't see like a I can't see like an email or something. It doesn't show me that. So I'm not really sure. I just posted to her. Yeah, congratulations. Send me an email. If you can type in the comments, that would be very helpful so that we know that you got the message. Send me an email to support@scraphappy.org, and I will send you we will pass that on to Allison with the Wild Hair Kit. So support@scraphappy.org. So please send me a thing so that I know that you got this, so that we have a winner. So congratulations. And if you want to post something in here so we know you got it, that would be awesome. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Well, yeah, Sharon says, you will love it. Congratulations. So yeah, super fun. And there's like no hidden costs or whatever. You just get to fill out. So what happens is you actually fill out your own style profile, and then you kind of get your own custom curated kit. So if you like the stuff that I kind of get, be like, hey, you can send me stuff like what Alice gets. I usually pick the things that have really bold colors and no muted tones. And I'm like, yeah, there's lots of good choices to fill out. So Sharon says you will love it. So please send me an email so that you get your prize. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, let's move all of this stuff up. And okay, this is my picture that I'm going to work on next. And this is the one from our swim group. And that is all of the kids, or most of the kids that went to regionals. So I'll cut this one up. I think I'm going to use that paper, this one here, because I love that. That's really pretty, and it kind of has those kind of water-y-ish colors. And get this all cut up. So I print on my printer that I have here. I actually bought myself a, it's an Epson ET, which is Eco Tank 2750. They're kind of more of like a office-y kind of machine, but they're for printing lots of things, and they have these great big tanks, so that you can hold lots of they have lots of ink in them, and the tanks are actually really cheap to fill, so that's amazing. But it was a nightmare to set up so it would print proper photos. It really was really, really bad for printing photos. Yeah, but then but once I got it set up for printing photos, like I can't believe how many pictures I've been able to print with it. And like I'm still like 2 of my tanks are reaching the halfway point right now, and I've been printing with it since like last summer, I think, is when I set it up. It's amazing. I never run out of ink. I'm never worried that I'm out of ink. Like you check it, you're supposed to check it all the time to make sure that you don't run out of ink, but it lasts forever. Teresa says, I love my Eco Tank. I have the 2700, but I don't use it for photos. The printer costs more, but the ink is so much more inexpensive. Yes, I think this printer cost me $300 plus tax. So 320 bucks or something like that is what it cost me. But I was paying like over $100 for ink every time I needed to replace ink on my old printer. The printer itself was really cheap. It was like 120 bucks, but my old one, like it was 85 or $86, I think, usually 85 bucks to replace the inks. And they were out all the time. Now my cost is literally paper because the ink is negligible. So I had calculated the 1 year I had probably spent $800 just on printing photos. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. I don't print that many. I print photos, but I don't print that many photos. Or maybe that was like since I had bought that old printer. Like it was just a lot. It was a lot, and it was ridiculous. And we don't have a good printing option here. we have a Walmart that has gone through lots of different people in their photo department, and the pictures are terrible. Like, they're just bad. And I just can't, you know, I can't have such crappy photos. Like, so yeah. Mary says, are the photos clear and good print quality? Yes, but setting it up to print photos was horrible. I probably wasted 20 like 4x6s and had to play like in the little back settings, kind of like not on the printer, but in my the back of my photos thing to kind of set it up to be able to print photos. So you had to adjust this level and adjust these little levels. And once I got it all adjusted, like now they print amazing. I know this is like hard to tell over here, but the quality is actually amazing. I know that doesn't look very good at all, because yeah, but they're super good. They're not maybe as good as I would get if I printed at Costco, but they're close. And like for the quality, like I can't complain about it. So, and most of my pictures honestly are taken with a cell phone, so it's not like I'm not a professional photographer printing professional photography kind of photos, but I'm super happy with all of these. So yeah, it's good. But it's been a game changer with having this printer, because I can just print. My only thing is I run out of paper. Like, all of these pictures are printed really big for this thing today, because I'm actually out of 4x6 pictures or papers again. Like, it's just like print more. And it's like no problem, because I've got like this unlimited supply. Okay, so this one here, regionals. Am I gonna be able to spell anything now that I've like attacked this alphabet so bad? Ooh, I could probably spell it in like capitals. Yeah, I can spell it out in capitals. Ooh, I'm a little sad there's no numbers in this one. I wish there was numbers. Okay. Yeah, so Teresa says, yeah, the upfront cost was higher. Yeah, it was definitely more expensive, but the amount of money that I've saved in how many pictures I've printed is crazy. So, and I could have printed smaller, but you know, when I'm printing on the larger sheets, because I ran out of the small sheets, I'm like, oh, I may as well have big pictures. Nothing wrong with that. There, super good. Got my title. Not a very inventive title, but it's functional. Yeah, so what is everybody else doing for print options? I'm curious, like, do you order from like one of the online options? Do you have like a good place where you live? Do you print your own stuff with your own printers? Yeah, like how does that work for you? Ooh, kind of like this one too. Oh. I think I'm gonna cut a strip of this. How do I want this to look? Ooh, maybe I should do half and half of this above and below. That might be fun. And then I can play with my little cut file. Okay, let's cut it right there. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll put some above and below. And so it needs to be a little closer like that. I definitely need that strip to the base to set this on now. Okay, so my picture's this big. Okay, let's see. Mary says Costco, but the one near me just closed their Photoshop, so now you have to order online from them. Ooh. See, I used to be able to like order online through Costco, and then when you go into Costco, you could pick it up. They didn't actually ship them out to you, so you could order online, like, but then you could pick them up in store, and that was fine for when we go to the city. But like 2 hours away is Edmonton, so it's not super convenient to just go and pick up photos whenever you want them. Let's see, Shayla, she says, I order from Snapfish and Shutterfly. And Misty says she does a home printer, and yep, ink is expensive. Vicky says she uses a PictureMate, and it can be expensive too. Mary says that she had said about the Costco just closing their print shop. Sharon says I've ordered from Walmart, but now mostly use my selfie Canon 1300 for photos as I want them. That way I don't have so many printed lying around. Oh, and that's been like a huge change for me. Like from before, when I used to order photos, I'd have to order all these photos just so you have that one that you want when you want it. And then there's so many left over and you're like, ooh, I should be doing something with these. So all you have is like a bunch of guilt all the time. Vicky said our Costco did a horrible job and it has not stopped printing photos. Cynthia says, I have a Canon Pixma inexpensive printer with XL inks. I like the mini album, so I print small photos and it works great. Lynn says, I use my local Walgreens, but lately the quality has been a bit sad. The photos are never trimmed straight. Oh, that's so annoying. So annoying. Marge said, I usually order from Costco, but quite often I need a photo, so I'll print it at home. I have a cheap HP printer, and I like to use larger photos, so I order larger prints. And Elizabeth says, my Walgreens photos are always cut crooked. And Teresa says she uses a PictureMate or orders from MPix. So there's lots of different options that we have, but you know, it's kind of always finding something, right? It's never like just having that great option that's like, yay, this is so wonderful. Okay, so how do I want this to look? I don't think I like that. I want this out of there, don't I? Okay, so I want this narrower. I think I just want a little band of it instead. So I'm going to do that. Okay, and now I'm going to back some of these little sections. Okay, where is, I have one that has, oh no, I think that was the one that I had that was all cut into those pieces. That was that other one. It had all the colors. So what do I do here? Oh, this one has lots of bright colors. Do this one. Seems like a shame to cut that for cut files though. Do I have something that's sitting here that has lots of colors on it? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so I was just playing with this, and I think this was in my kit from, well, some other kit that I used anyways. It's a pink Paislee. Isn't that perfect for doing cut file backing? So that's what I'm gonna use. Okay. It's left over. Oh, I used this during the load challenge that we just had. I had done that then. All right. So am not the greatest cut file backer. If you see me doing this and you're like, Alice, that's like the dumb way, feel free to fill me in. Be like, there is such a better way. Let's see, pencil. And I think some of those little ones are gonna get covered, so I'm not gonna worry about those. Actually, if I do the outside of this, that might be better. Then I don't have to worry about the lines. And I'll just cut them to the inside size. My husband and I just watched my favorite movie the other night, which is the Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I just love that movie so much. And now all the little songs are like caught in my head, and I just love it. It's like, oh. So, do you have an all-time favorite movie that you could like be like, oh, I just love that one? Because there's a lot of movies that I really enjoy. That Oompa Loompa. Yeah, exactly. Oompa Loompa, Oompa Dee Doo. Yep, that is my absolute favorite movie. Okay. Oh, I think it should go the other way. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so Mary says Mary Poppins. I love that. And Cynthia says Willy Wonka is awesome. It totally is. Like, it was funny because my son actually came in partway through, and Ryan, he's 18, and he's like watching, and then he's like, you know, I don't think I caught all the jokes in this before. So he was catching all the little snarky comments and stuff. It was super funny because he was like, I didn't realize like some of these things that were in there. I'm like, I know, that's why it's so good. And Sharon says Sleepless in Seattle. And Cynthia says, I love the holiday. Oh my God, I love that. I haven't watched Sleepless in Seattle for a long time. That's probably one that's like ready for a rewatch, I would say. Yeah, it's probably due for a rewatch. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I'm like really loving this. I'm so excited to actually have cut files to back. Like, this is fun. And you got mail. Yeah, see, it's the Tom Hanks era, right? Okay, so question. Has Tom Hanks ever made a movie that kind of sucked? Like, can anybody think of a really crappy Tom Hanks movie? Like, I can't think of one. Every time I see him in a movie, I'm like, oh, this is good. And it's like, you think of Big, you think of like the one with the castaway or whatever, with the volleyball. And you think of like, oh, just Captain Phillips, and like, oh my, he's just in everything and he's always good. Let's see. Shella says Gone with the Wind. Oh, I love that. And Wizard of Oz. I know, so good. Did you do our Wizard of Oz load that we just did in February or whatever? It was so good. It was like such a fun one to do. Heather says The Princess Bride. I love that. Oh, Princess Bride is so good. Joe versus a volcano. And Mary says, I like him so much. I think of Big. I know. I never saw Tom Hanks in Philadelphia Story. And he went, yeah, super good. No, she just joined today. Oh, okay. Well, you just joined like our group. Like if you've just joined like our group, you can go back in. All of the past loads are accessible when you join. So go in, take a look back in the past loads under the members only. So here's like a little tour so that you can find your way around. On the ScrapHappy website, when you go into that, go to the members only tab. When you log in, sign in with your account, and go to the members only tab. Under the members only tab, that's where you find like all of the stuff that's just accessible to the members. And if you've got your membership, that's where you can go in. There's a tab that says past load, and that is the place to go for all of this stuff. So anything that you want to check out, the one that we did 219, so it's like literally February of 2019. That was our one that we just did for the Wizard of Oz. And what did we do in May? Oh my gosh, like we just did May and I already can't think. And then this summer we just did, it's not even listed as a past load yet because I don't think I've added it in there yet. We just did our yearbook memories. Yeah, it's been a really good year of scrapbooking, I have to say. Dirty Dancing, Pretty Woman, Sense and Sensibility. Like there's so many good movies. I know. Tom Hanks, though, like he just is good in everything. Philadelphia Story is really good. Let's see, what else? He's in that Christmas one with the CGI. Toy Story, like all the Toy Stories, like so good. Tom Hanks. Yeah. Polar Express, thanks. The one about the Hudson River plane crash. Oh yeah. Like, yeah, something about Tom Hanks. He's just in all the good stuff. You kind of just know that, once he's attached to something, you're like, oh, this should be good. And he's just like one of the most likable people, I think, in Hollywood too. Like you never hear bad stuff about him. You hear like great things about him and his wife, and like it's always good. Turner and Hooch. Yeah, Captain Sully. Yeah, the Sully one. So yeah. He's kind of like a national treasure. Oh, I'm having like an idea. So I've had a different idea. But what do you think? So I'm looking for people, ScrapHappy members, because our October load is by the members for the members. So I need a couple people to help out with that load. So if anybody is like, woohoo, I'd love to kind of help brainstorm some topics. I've had other ideas on the go, but I'm like just brainstorming on the go because this is what happens. What if we did a Tom Hanks load? Anybody like saying that this could be like really fun? Tom Hanks load? It'll just be for our members. So like anybody's welcome to come and join us if you're not a member, but what do you think? Like anybody that's here right now that's a member, like Vicky's saying yes. I'm just like, you know, there's all kinds of ideas of things we could do. There's never a shortage of ideas, but you know, inspired by Tom Hanks, right? That'd be fun. He's just in so many good things. I could see that being. Mary says, sounds good. Okay. I never used to use any liquid glue. I was like kind of anti-liquid glue for the longest time. And now, like, I don't use it a lot, but I do use it. I like these little ones. This one's from Lawn Fawn. Yeah, Vicky says he's so respected. Chelsea said, I'd go with whatever. I just love the nudge to get pages done. I know. And it's not like you're actually scrapbooking about him, right? It's like all of these ideas of things that he's done kind of springboard into different pages that you make, right? So it's not like it's about Tom Cruise. It's, or Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, the other Tom. But, you know, you end up doing fun stuff. Okay, this is gonna get covered. Yes. Okay, so now I can do the other side. Ugh. Doing these, like people that do cut file backed all the time, I give you props, man. This is like time consuming work. But yeah, that's a Tom. That's a good Tom too. I know, we could do like the Toms. There's got to be other good Toms that we could do. It's so funny. Like the ideas that lead to good loads are so plentiful, and it's like, and coming up with the prompts, it's amazing how, like, once you start doing the prompts, it's like, oh, this makes a really good page, and oh, this makes a really good page. Let's see. Mary says he does both dramas and comedy, which leads to a lot of ideas. Yes. And you know, I think that we've all had enough drama and comedy in our lives that we could get inspired to scrap about. Yeah, so that's an idea. So I'm gonna put a post in our ScrapHappy group, post about October load, and I could use 3 to 4 helpers for that, so that we come up with some prompts that we're going to use and like some sample pages and stuff too that we'll need. We could always bring more people on for sample pages too, so that's not like we just have to have like, you know, only 3 or 4 people making samples, because everybody seems to like hopping in and getting on board with that. So yeah, awesome. I'm excited. Tom Hanks possible idea for a load. I think that's fun. And we haven't actually done one based on like a person like that before. We've done ones like based on movies and stuff, but not based on like a person. So that's a kind of fun idea. Um, Heather says, I wish I had the brain power. You have totally have the brain power. Heck, you spearheaded. Okay, I will never forget this, Heather, because you spearheaded our musical mayhem, and thank goodness you came in and rescued us, because there was 5 of us working on it. We didn't have anybody that was kind of leading the fray kind of thing, and then she stepped in and she said, okay, I'll kind of be the go-to person that kind of made it all work. And thank goodness, because we were a mess until you finally said, okay, here's how we're gonna do it. We needed your guidance. So I never forgot. I have not forgotten though, because before that it was just like too many chefs in the kitchen, and we weren't really getting anywhere. So you kind of took over and made it happen. So that was a great load, by the way. And that she says not at the moment. No, it's okay. I'm not trying to pressure you into helping or whatever. I'm just saying, like, you the brain power is there. Brain power is there. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is looking super cute. I'd say this is probably like an easy cut fall to back, which means that it's fairly fast. I'd say that ones that are less fast than this, oy. I'm bossy. There is that. That's funny. So we have this other thing happening in our Facebook group right now, and people are voting on where they would like our next ScrapHappy reunion to be. And we practically have a 3-way tie. And it's insane because we had 3 options on the list. And it's like a 3-way tie. I'm like, come on, you guys, you're supposed to be helping me out here. So Portland was one of the options, and Salt Lake City is one of the options, and Baltimore is the other option. And I think the idea behind Baltimore is more like East Coast rather than like, I don't know if we're tied to Baltimore. I think it was mentioned as a place that would have options for flying into that would be a little bit cheaper. And I just need, I know I'll need a person that's on the ground willing to help, and I've had a couple volunteers for that if we go with Baltimore. I know for sure within the next 2 years we will definitely do one on the East Coast. I don't know if it's gonna be next year or possibly the year after, but we're definitely going East Coast. So I've already made that decision. I haven't decided where we're gonna go. A month from now, I'm going to be down in Salt Lake City because I'm going to the Teresa Collins event that's actually in Park City, Utah. So heading down that way lends itself to me actually researching some stuff while I'm down there. So that's kind of a possibility that would kind of lead to Salt Lake City being a really good option for this next year. Yeah, so I haven't made any decisions yet, but we will have a decision before December. So that's going to be decided so that we know and that people can make plans. So yeah, that's what's happening. I'm really excited. Can non-members do load? Pam, we open up the load in February and May to non-members, but the one, oh, and this, like the mini one that we do in August was also open to non-members. The one that we do in October is just for members, because I get the members to like really help me put it together and do the planning for it. So it's one that's, the October one is by the members for the members. And the other ones are open to people that aren't in the ScrapHappy membership. So yeah, we kind of, so the answer is yes for most of them. But yeah, it's kind of fun. So in the group, like things that we do, like this, you'll see lots of the gals are ScrapHappy members that are here right now. So we have our monthly thing, and we invite other people to come and join us so you can kind of see some of the stuff that we do. We also have a monthly happy hour, and we do different things for happy hour. We've had people come on and be guests that we talk with. We've had sometimes it's just us chatting with each other. Sometimes we actually, like, usually the month after a load, we recap our load and we kind of go through and talk about the different prompts that we had and do a little bit of show and tell on our pages. And so that's really fun. Yeah, other things that we do. We have a movie night. So once a month, we have this event where we watch some scrappy video stuff together and learn. We also have some Scrap Smarter sessions that we do, and those are open to people to come and join us for the live event, and then there's a replay available for a short time afterwards. So that is one of the things that we do. So yeah, we have a few different activities every month. In addition to that, we also have a sketch challenge every month, and yeah, just different little get-togethers. And then of course, if you're a ScrapHappy member, you're eligible to attend our ScrapHappy reunion that we do. And we don't do it in the same place every year. This year we were in Calgary, but last year we were in Denver, Colorado, or Loveland, just outside. And not Loveland. Where did we go? Anyways, we're by Denver. Am I right? And then the year before we were in San Diego. We've also gone to Grapevine, Texas, and let's see. I've done ones in Grapevine, San Diego, Denver, and now Calgary. So I've hosted 4 since I took over the ScrapHappy group. And then before that, we had a couple that were in Phoenix, and before that, there was one in Florida. So yeah, it was like, we've kind of been all over the place. See you, Margaret. So we kind of been all over the place in where we go for our events. And then we also have, lots of different activities every month. So yeah, it's really fun. Like, I find it really fun. I love hanging out with other scrapbookers and kind of like, connecting. So that's kind of the purpose of our group, is to kind of connect, get to know some other scrapbookers, hang out, make pages. That's the biggest one. That's why we do this, is because I want people to actually do scrapbooking. And it's fun to scrapbook. It's more fun to scrapbook with friends. So yeah. So yeah, it's good. And that's kind of what we're all about. Yeah, and if you're considering joining us, you can go to scraphappy.org, and the sign up is right there on the main page. Okay, let's see here. No, I think I'm gonna have to fill in those side ones on this one. Ugh, this is taking forever, but it's gonna be so cute. So all worth it in the end, right? Yeah. Yeah, and this year we actually had our sketch challenges sponsored. So we have prizes for that every month. That's been fun. Just trying like lots of new things, as many new things as I can bring to the group and say, hey, how about this? Does this work for you? Because it's always about what is best, what's most helpful to our members, right? That's the goal. I consider myself like more like a facilitator than anything else, to help people connect and do more scrapbooking. And Pam says, getting together in person is the best. I host a week in the Outer Banks every year. Oh my gosh, that sounds super nice. We don't do a whole week, we do weekend. So let me just tell you a little bit about Calgary. Calgary was super fun. So there was 19 of us that got together in Calgary, 13 that flew in from the US, and then 6 Canadian gals that were there in the house. And we got together for scrapping, obviously, but we did classes. So we had 3 classes during the event, and one of them was based on color theory. So Allison Day did a course for us on color theory, and then we had lovely little takeaway colorful papers to play with afterwards. And then we did a class with Carla Youngworth, and she does design team stuff for a couple of different companies, and she is based out of Calgary. So she came in and we did a class that did a bunch of embossing, like stamp embossing, which was super fun because we actually got to play with some of the products from Emerald Creek Crafts, and that is a company based out of Calgary. And they have the coolest, seriously, the coolest embossing powders that you've seen, like super cool. And they team up and they work with people like Seth Apter and Rita Barakat and who else? Eileen Hall, I think, has worked with them, and like all these major biggies in the crafting world have kind of played around with them and their products. Let's see what else. We did another class with Wild Whisper, which is a Canadian scrapbook company, and they make scrapbook papers. And they so Susie came and we did a class, and it was kind of based out of traveler's notebooks, but I know some of the girls turned their pages into 12 by 12 layouts because they were kind of like double page traveler's notebook pages. So we did, yeah, this class that had like the page, the traveler's notebook. So we did a couple pages in that. And so that was super fun. And then while we were there, we actually had a pop-up shop from Wild Whisper at the same time. So we get to do shopping, and I had no idea, but Susie offered everybody 40% off of all of the stuff that she brought there. So it was like, woo, that was exciting. And then also, I had arranged with the one store in Calgary called Scrapendipity, and they actually have a mobile scrapbooking truck, and it's like a shop in a back of a cube truck. And so they set up on site for us to shop out of the truck on the one day. And that was the same day that Carla actually did her class. And they brought in some of the products that we used in the class so that people, if they wanted to shop for extra, some of those products, those were available. So that was super fun too. We also had Katarina Doyle attend, and she is the editor for the Creative Scrapbooker magazine. And so we did pictures with her. Where's my phone? Actually, she took this picture. She took this picture of us, and we also did a picture with her. And it's going to be in the winter issue. So the fall issue just came out for Creative Scrapbooker magazine, but we're going to be in the winter issue, and it just shows like groups of scrapbookers when they get together for different events and stuff. So we're going to be in that, and I'm like super excited and so fun. So super happy about that. And I had no idea that she was going to be like, I'm going to put this in here, but that's what she said. So that was really exciting. Let's see. Here's us with her. Let's see. Show you on my phone. She's right there in the middle with the white shirts on. It's hard to see because it's on a cell phone. But yeah, that was us together and Katarina Doyle. And So that was fun. And she brought everybody a copy of the magazine. So everybody got one of the magazines to take home. Also, we had we took a little field trip on the Saturday. We went to a mall that was really close to there, and we went out and had poutine. So if you are not Canadian, you might not know, poutine is French fries with cheese curds and hot gravy. And if it's done well, then it's like that. So we went to a place called New York Fries in the mall that does super good poutine. Teresa says, I've always wanted to try that. Well, you got to do it right. It has to be done with cheese curd, and it has to have like super hot gravy. And the best is when you have like fresh cut fries. And this little fast food place that's in like food courts and stuff does the best poutine that I know of, or one of the best poutines that I know of, and it's always super consistent. So we actually went there to have poutine. And yeah, she says you don't always find cheese curds around here. Yeah, so super good. Oh, Sharon says she's done 2 pages. We'll do some show and tell in a second if you want to show and tell for us, Sharon. Yeah, so that was really good and had really good poutine. We did have a steak dinner at the hotel, and the hotel did a horrible job. That was like so disappointing. So disappointing. They just overcooked the meat like so bad. We had burgers one night, and they were like meh. They were okay, but like really not amazing. I have to say the hotel food was like wah wah. But we went out to some other restaurants, and those were super good. And then once our event was over, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, we actually went out together and went to a restaurant that was delicious. And then on Monday morning, a bunch of us, so there was 15 of us, I think, that went to Banff. We drove out to Banff together. We took the gondola up, the Banff gondola up the mountain, did some pictures. Some of us had lunch up there. Some of us went on a big walk. And then we went down into Banff and took a walk around Banff. It was so good. It was so good. And then we all went out for dinner that night. And yeah, it was super fun. So really, really good times at our ScrapHappy reunion this year. Yeah, you don't get cheese curds. I know. And yeah, it's funny. It's called New York Fries. It's a Canadian company. I actually looked it up, which is really funny because we also have Boston Pizza, which is also a Canadian company. Apparently, like naming our stuff after places in the States. Anyways, Sharon, do you have pages? Did you want to show and tell? I'd be happy to put you up because we're close to wrapping up. But you know, if you've got show and tell, that's even better. You can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you're good to go. Thumbs up. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to unmute. I don't know if I can hear you yet. Can you say something?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I just used Stash. But this was a Chinese garden, so I thought this paper kind of looked. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And
it has like shiny glimmer, like.
Yes, and then I did the botanical out of gold. I did die cuts, Tim Holtz letter dies.
Nice.
And then the page that goes with it.
Oh, so pretty.
And I did glitter letters for that.
The Chinese Friendship Garden. Oh my gosh, that turned out so good.
Thank you. I don't know. Does this ever happen to you? I get all these letter sheets that have like capital A's, no little A's, little B's, no capital B's. Does that happen to you?
Yes.
Why do they do that?
Okay, so look at this word regionals. I'm going to put this up on my thing. And I was like having a little moment because look at the N. It's a small N, but it's big. And
right.
They've got like a super like scripty S, and the rest aren't super scripty, but like I'm looking at that, I'm like, oh. Yeah, that kind of stuff bothers me too. And I tell myself, no, it's totally fine, but it's not. Does anybody else have show and tell that they wanted to do? Thank you so much, Sharon, for showing us. That's super beautiful. Congratulations on getting stuff done. Super happy.
I've got something.
Okay. Who's talking? I can't tell yet.
Sorry. It's Misty.
Misty. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Let's put you up on the thing. Did I do it right? Oh no, I put up the wrong person, I think. Sorry. There we go.
My cat's going to join me apparently. We were talking about reunion. I am working on my traveler's notebook from reunion. And I wanted to see, what was that picture? Just so people know, this was the I took a picture of the mobile scrapbook store that came to us, because that was, yeah, the scrapbook truck. So that was really fun. I haven't gotten to that one yet, but I'm just working on getting everything in here and setting it up with pictures of, you know, the skyline and things like that. And then in the back, I've got, you know, pages for each person that we took selfies with. So if any of you all out there want to come join us for reunion, it was a great time.
And I see that you've used some of the stamps and stuff, right? So we had some of our Canadian gals bring like Canadian stamps and dies and stuff, so that
I've got some stickers in this one, but I took some of the other things, some die cuts and some of the other things that people brought, and I'm saving those for other layouts.
Awesome. That's super good. Well, thank you so much for showing, because like it's one thing for me to talk about it, but you know, you were there and you're like, look at this.
Yeah,
and you're gonna
it was a good time.
So let's put this back.
I see your kitty.
Oh, I know. Her kitty's like all over her desk.
I
know. Okay. Super good. Well, thank you. Chanel says, I finished a double page spread, but already put it up. That's good. You got it done. Awesome, awesome. So this is the page that I'm like working on that's like partially done. It's like falling apart because it's like not actually stuck down, but it's kind of coming. So, but I'm going to have to wrap it up. We're actually going to head out to the lake tonight in the RV. So we're going to head out to the lake and do some camping this weekend. And then next week, I actually have a couple days where my nieces and nephews are all going to come over. So that's going to be exciting. They're going to stay for 2 nights. There's 4 of them. There's a lot. And then, yeah, next Thursday is our happy hour. So we're going to do that on the Thursday, the 29th for the ScrapHappy gals. And we're going to talk about our mini load. So that should be super fun. And yeah, that's all I can think of for reminders right now. If you've been here today, thank you so much. Thanks for coming and scrapbooking with me. It always makes it so much fun. Thank you for our people that did some show and tell. Thank you to Sharon and Teresa was on earlier. Misty shared some stuff. And am I forgetting anybody? Like, it was so good. I really appreciate that. It's just super fun to see what everybody else is up to. And yeah, I'm just gonna sign off and say goodnight, but thank you so much for being here. If you're not a ScrapHappy member yet, take a peek at what we do. We're super fun. It's really fun to hang out with us, and our big goal is to get more scrapbooking done. So we've got lots of activities that are geared around that. Okay, Teresa says, good evening, ladies. And Vicki says, thanks for a great time. Congratulations to our winner, Heather, I believe it was. Heathette is what your name is right now. So please make sure you send me your email, support@scraphappy.org. It's .org, not .com. So watch for that. And I'll look forward to getting you your prize. Okay, that's it for this time. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, bye. Happy scrapping.